Have you ever wanted to do something but had the thought, I could never do that. I've never done it before. Well, I've certainly had that thought. And actually, this podcast is an example of something I thought I could never do because I didn't know what I was doing. When I first had the thought of wanting to do a podcast, it just seemed super out of reach for me. I don't know the tech, I don't know where to start, and I just didn't even try. Then fast forward, one day I connected with a woman on child loss. She signed up for a coaching session, and then we ended up becoming fast friends. She actually invited me to her podcast, and after that podcast episode, I thought, okay, that wasn't too bad. Now, all I did was show up on an interview, sit on Zoom for a little bit, and she did all the work on her end to get it up and running on her podcast. But the actual act of talking in front of the microphone and speaking to her was just not that big of a deal. I'm used to interviewing people. I'm used to being interviewed. I'm used to having conversation with people. All those things came naturally to me. So when I started thinking a little more deeper about it and the idea of doing the podcast, it felt a little bit more comfortable, but I had to actually dip my toe into it. So today I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about how there are some proven steps that you can actually use to do something you've never done before. And you can do it with lots of confidence because using the steps will help you actually get there. Welcome to the Crazy Confidence Coach podcast. I'm Heather Edwards, a master certified coach, and I'm here to help you build your confidence. Have you ever wished you had the confidence to ask for that raise you want or apply for that dream job? Have you ever wished you could go for a big, audacious goal, like speaking in front of other people or walking into a room of really important people without being scared to go up to someone and speak to them? Well, you're in the right place. Each week, I'm going to share tips and tricks to help you get more comfortable in your skin, build your self-esteem, and gain unshakable confidence. Don't hide in the shadows anymore. If I can do it, so can you. Grab a pad of paper and your favorite pen, and let's get to it. When you step back and you think about your life, it's filled with first, things we don't even think about that we had to do that we never had done before. When we think about building our confidence by doing something, there just has to be a first. Something comes first. Think about your first time you talked, the first time you walked, the first time you went to school, or the first time you fell in love, that first kiss, or the first time you held somebody's hand. Think of all the things that you've done in your life that you have never done before that very moment. Yet, we can get so caught up in the excuses we make for why we can or can't do something, and a big reason is it's not going to work because we haven't done it before. This excuse, if you're being really honest with yourself, is something that is just that. It's just an excuse. So today, let's talk about the steps. The first step is deciding you're actually up for doing the thing, whatever the thing is. Falling in love, starting a business, losing weight, or going on that dream trip. The things you dream about that aren't happening have to begin with a decision to make them happen. Write it down. Write down what you decide you want to do in present tense as if you're going to do it. Not I want to, not one day I will, not I'm thinking about it, not there is this one thing I've always wanted to do, but actually put it in a positive action-oriented statement in the present tense. For me, that statement was I am starting a podcast. Not I'm thinking about starting a podcast or someday I want to do a podcast, but I am starting a podcast. Whew. The first time I wrote that down, the doubts just came flooding in. My emotion was high. I felt uncertain. I absolutely was overwhelmed. to tell you the truth, as a coach, I've learned that a lot of people that I coach have this very same thing happen. And this is where most people stop. That beginning stage where you claim to the world that you're going to do something, and then for whatever reason, all those things that come up, your dirt, your doubts, your insecurities, resistance, and your triggers, and that is where the dream or the goal or what you've never done dies, because you give in to whatever that is. So if you actually want to do the thing you've never done before, you have to get to step 2. And that is research what it's going to take, do some digging around. We live in an age where you can absolutely do research on just about everything. YouTube, the internet, AI. So in this step, you are going to make a list of all the skills and tools, what resources, the types of connections that might be helpful for you to utilize to do the thing, whatever your thing is. Take my podcast adventure as an example. I had so many questions to answer: what microphone to use, what software to record, what did I need to do to my office to make it recording worthy. All of those things come up in the research phase. You're just going to write all the questions down, write everything down that you think you might need, and then you're going to move on to the third step. The third step is you're just going to review the skills and tools that you currently have that will be helpful or you think might be helpful. This part is actually hard sometimes because we don't know what we don't know, right? So you may or may not know what skills that you have that might be helpful. And to be honest, many of us have a hard time looking back at the skill sets that we have and actually acknowledging them. But that's okay. Don't worry. Just keep brainstorming as you go and as you learn. Keep a notebook. Keep something around that you can take notes, because what you're going to find is that eventually you'll have more questions and eventually more ideas come. And then eventually you might have to revisit the brainstorm session and connect the dots. And that's okay. That's part of the process. Think about this. Life in general is just a rehearsal. Each job, each class, each volunteer experience or course you take or camp you go to, whatever you're doing, even networking events, all those things, they're all just rehearsal for something. There may be skills that you are gaining by the things that you're currently doing that are going to benefit you to work towards whatever the thing is that you want to do that you've never done. When I started my journey to podcast, I realized I've spent so much of my time teaching skills to other people. I've had HR positions where I interviewed people and where I had to know systems and technology, where I had to speak to other people. And in truth, it really wasn't that different from doing a podcast and teaching, because I've done orientations and I've taught through coaching other people that I've coached. So it was kind of an interesting segue. And at first I thought the gap was really big to start a podcast, but it really wasn't. There was so much that connected to what I've already done in my past. I was already coaching, so that was a natural segue too. So what have you done in your past that might be a foundation for what it is that you want to do that you've never done? Even if the dream is something as a whole that you've never done, there may be parts of what you want to do that you've already done and you've rehearsed in other ways. The next step is you're going to organize your success plan. There has to be a path that is curated and planned action. You cannot just willy-nilly do what you want to do. Well, you can. That happens too. But if you really want to do it and be confident and make something happen that you've never done before, it's really important to have a path and curate a plan and take action. Do you need to sign up for a class or hire a mentor, or do you need to be working on something specific, like trying to find the correct mic to record your podcast? When you have all those things written down, then what you need to do is you need to add the action that needs to happen into your calendar. So even something as simple as researching a microphone to record in could go on your schedule, and you block a set of time, and this is when I'm going to do the research, and this is when I'm going to actually make a decision and purchase a microphone. That's just an example. Do your work, put it in your calendar, and check off the boxes. One, as you check off boxes, you're going to gain more confidence, and then you're going to actually get more done if you're checking off boxes and you're putting it in your calendar. The next thing you have to do, and it's very important to do this part, is to directly address any dirt coming up for you. And when I say dirt, what I mean is what are the doubts, your insecurities, your resistance, and your triggers related to what you want to accomplish. If you don't address them and you don't really take a good hard look on where they're preventing you from making that attempt to do what you want to do, you'll never get there. If you doubt that you're going to make it happen, guess what? Your thoughts will keep you from doing it. You'll believe the efforts are worthless, therefore your doubts will hold you back. If you're too insecure about your abilities to make it happen, you won't push yourself or believe in yourself enough to do the hard things. Then, if you are resistant to parts of what you need to do or all of it, it will stop you in your tracks. Imagine a child who doesn't want to give up their candy. They stop, they throw a fit. What if you need to work evenings after your full-time job to take a class or maybe learn a new skill that will help you leave your current 9-to-5? But you're resistant to giving up your evenings because that's your only free time. If you're that resistant to it, then you're never going to make it happen. You'll convince yourself you deserve time off, but guess what? In exchange for that deserving your time off, you're going to give up what you really want to do. If you allow your triggers to hold you back, you can fall victim to faulty thinking. Maybe you had a parent or a teacher tell you that you were never going to have what it takes to start a business. So it creates a fear, and then what you decide is they're right and you won't get help, or you're afraid of what other people say to you, or if somebody questions part of your plan, you get triggered and then you kind of wave the white flag and you don't want to do what you need to do. Here's the truth. You can allow your doubts, insecurities, resistance, and your triggers to hold you back. And any number of ways it can happen. All the things that we've just discussed can be a problem for you moving forward to doing something confidently that you've never done before. The reality is, though, that you can do what you put your mind to. You are capable of building confidence and doing it along the way by checking off the boxes and patting yourself on the back and getting something done that you haven't done before. But the only way that you will fail is if you don't try it. Even if the outcome isn't exactly what you want it to be or the way you perceived it that you wanted it to be, it's okay. You still gain something from trying. So the next time that you think you can't do something because you've never done it before, just take these 5 steps and confidently move in the direction of making it happen. 1, decide that you're going to do it and write it down in an affirmative current statement. 2, do the research. What does it take to do what it is? Making the best guess on the skills, resources, and connections that it's going to take to make it happen. 3, review and brainstorm. Identify mentors, courses, skill building that you need to master. And then organize your plan and add it to your calendar. And then finally, make sure that you set yourself up for success by addressing your dirt. If you want help with this process, I love doing this. This is like my favorite thing ever to do with clients, working with their dirt, helping them reimagine something that they really want to do and helping them get there, giving them the accountability and giving them the actual in your calendar type process to make it happen. So whether it's losing weight, starting a new job, quitting your job to do your dream job, falling in love, whatever it is, something that you've never done before, I'm here to help you. If that's what you think you need is some holding hand, I'm here to help you do that. All you have to do is go grab a discovery call. It's free. Just go to the website, hcedwardscoaching.com or thecrazyconfidencecoach.com. It'll take you to the same place and you can sign up for a free discovery call. Before you leave, don't forget to drop a rating or review for the show, or better yet, just share it with 3 of your friends that you think would benefit from gaining more confidence. Thank you so much for checking out the show. We come here every single Tuesday sharing tips and tricks for the best confidence that you can muster up. And I have freebies for you at thecrazyconfidencecoach.com. If you'd like to, you can sign up there and they will go directly to your email. And you will also get my lovely newsletter that I put out each month, all about confidence tips and tricks. Have a great week. I'll see you next Tuesday. Love you big.